This is just me. I'm blaming him. I'm blaming the president of the United States of America if the New York Knicks lose this tonight.
What is up, guys? Thank you guys for tuning back in with me. Highly appreciate it. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. It definitely helps me get to where I need to be and put this video out there for others to see and enjoy. I really, really do appreciate it. So let's go ahead and get into it. Stephen A. Smith, he is in the news yet again. Are you surprised? We're talking about him yet again. He is in the visual and audio airwaves so much that he almost demands us to talk about him. And most of the time he gets talked about, it's not in a positive light. This time it's in a negative light, mind you. Him and Trump are at it again. Yes, he has hopped over the fence yet again. He's not. Yes. He has always been a flip-flopper, the ultimate flip-flopper, the puppet of puppets. Stephen A. Myth definitely has got into it yet again. He made a proclamation that if President Trump were to attend Game 3 at Madison Square Garden, New York Knicks versus San Antonio Spurs, they would definitively lose, no doubt about it. Bravo, Stephen A. Smith. Yes, you called it. You were right on that one. He did show up, and he was correct. Stephen A. Smith, you have been dissed by the President of the United States. It doesn't get more official than that. Hear what Trump had to say.
Mr. President, ESPN commentator Stephen A. Smith, who was talking about running for president, said he would blame you if the Knicks lost the game. How do you respond to that?
I think he's a nice guy, but you need a certain aptitude to run for president. You need a high IQ. I'm not sure that Stephen has that. I don't think he does, actually.
Trump doesn't care about Stephen A. Smith. He's not even in his world. Before, Stephen A. Smith was praising Trump.
We know what world that I live in terms of politics. How many times, for one incident after another, have I said, Trump is coming? He's coming.
You couldn't know the difference if he was a staunch, hardcore, alt-right Republican from an independent, as he loves to claim. He chooses the side which is most convenient for sure. He feels like he really just can't resist to get the last word. And in this case, oh boy, did he need to get it. You know, he went in on First Take.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? Our president showed up in New York City last night. And needless to say, what I feared would happen ended up happening. The New York Knicks lost. And obviously, I'm blaming him. Why?
This is a guy who has to get back at you. If you say something and he doesn't have, like the president said, he doesn't have thick enough skin. Out of thin skins, Trump actually has the thicker skin. Thicker skin than Stephen A. Smith, and Trump has some thin skin. Trust and believe that. But to call out the president like that, what's the president got to do? He's going there to enjoy his time. Now you're making it something that it isn't. You always try to spin it to some political subject where it's not. Yes, there's going to be a little bit of delays. He's the president of the United States. But you forget the part and you leave out the part that Adam Silver and the stadium officials actually asked people to come earlier. Multiple hours early, because they knew the president would probably prohibit or stop block some of the people trying to get there through traffic. Of course. But you didn't mention that. Of course not. You always have to square this to fit your narrative. And yes, the president called you low IQ. He is correct. Being called out like that by the president of the United States, boy, oh boy, you have to look really bad. Shit rolls down a hill. And at the end of the day, the president is the top of the hill. And if you made him mad or an executive wants to come to him and get something from him or bless, the president's gonna be like, no, check Stephen A. Smith. Obviously, Stephen A. Smith has made a turn. He's for Democrats now. Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, a lot of his friends have turned the corner because with Stephen A. Smith, every disagreement becomes a headline. Every criticism requires a response. Every insult becomes content. Content that continues to give and give, of course. At some point, when is it going to be about sports and less about Stephen A. Smith? Boy, can he take and wrap himself in a story. And he knows for damn sure he would have been up in them suites if President Trump would have invited him. Popping bottles and all. President Trump, he's more of a football guy anyway. He wasn't really tripping off of this. But you made it a big thing. You gave him more fuel for his fire. He's a bigger name than you. And you took the largest L, Stephen A. Smith, for sure. More people talk about Stephen A. Smith, the more his brand gets built up. And I'm kind of helping in that aspect. And I don't want that in any respect. But at the end of the day, the man's on TV every single day. So it doesn't get more brand statement and brand recognition than a guy on TV promoting you every single day. Anyway, we are going to have to see his response. I know he's going to respond on his own. I know he's going to respond on his own channel. He always does. Like I said, he has the thinnest skin of everybody, probably in the whole entire world, in the media for sure. But you have to take a L on this one, my boy. Sorry. Whether you disagree or agree with Trump going to the game, it's ultimately not his fault that the New York Knicks lost. They were tired. They actually did a pretty good job and stole 2 games in San Antonio, but you came home and they relaxed a little bit. Ultimately, as I mentioned, Stephen A., you took this L yet again. See you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.